Let's just see how these things go.
See if I'm
Twitch,
scared.
Twitch, and okay. So there we go. Let's shall we?
That's rock and roll.
Well, I suppose maybe I must just double check where we at. Let me just have a look at the streams here and just make sure that they are streaming. Okay.
You know what I like, right? Just
Yeah.
before we start, it's like I like how you actually got used to the like Windows shortcuts, how you're using it to like retile your Windows. Looks really cool. Like from productivity perspective, you up there, man.
Oh, thanks, man. I've always been there. Don't want to sound arrogant, but right. Let's do this thing. Seeing that we're live everywhere. Oh, look at that. It's the weekend again. It's the Weekend Craic. Episode
this-
79.
This week just flew by so
I
quickly.
know.
It's unbelievable.
I know. Bump, bump.
Less
Does that mean time flies when you're having fun?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Something like that, yeah. Well, look at that. Hello, Lester.
Hello.
What's happening?
From across the
What's
planet
happening?
Earth.
Crossing the planet Earth. So, how's your new spot, by the way?
I can see I've got problems with lights.
I was just about to. I was trying to work out how do I say it nicely.
I mean, it does look like I have a permanent idea.
Yeah, well, it looks like you've got a permanent halo.
Yeah, it looks like you've been.
You're having a Jesus moment. Yeah, exactly. You're having a Jesus
Oh
moment.
no! Oh no!
What's
Come to me
this?
with your problems. Actually, no, don't.
What's this?
Don't.
Huh? What's this?
It
meditating.
depends what country you're in.
Yes, if you're in Italian, what is this? Huh?
I think this is a family
WTF.
program.
WTF.
But I
And
don't
if you're in
think
South Africa, hey, look at this. I
Hey,
made you look.
hey.
I made you look.
I made you
But,
look.
but listen, dude, on TikTok, there is a trend with this.
Is there?
what trend
Is
is
there?
that?
I haven't been
No,
on
well, they
TikTok
just,
all week.
you know, like they're doing this and they're like having different shots, like travel kind of things, you know, different places, and the person's going like this. And I'm saying, yeah, you know, it's like using a word that means different things in different countries. And then in some countries it's okay, and other countries it's not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a problem. Anyway, how was the week, Miss Lester?
Let's Oleg go first.
Oleg's catching up in his social media.
It's the
Attention
fan
span
base
of a
storming
flea.
his phone going, we can see you.
Yeah.
You're still alive, contrary to the rumors.
Contrary to
My
rumors.
week has been average.
Yeah.
So, not a lot going on.
Not
We've had a
so-
massive storm come through here yesterday.
Really? But I heard that there was something on its way. So what was the impact for you?
Well, the cock up here is, if you look at weather patterns around the world, you know, there's the hurricane season in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico that it runs for about 3-4 months a year.
Yeah.
And then so they have great weather and they have these storms come through and it hits an island every year or so. And they all take their turns in taking the death and destruction.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's sad. And well, if you're going to have that gorgeous weather and surroundings, then, you know, you need to balance that out somehow. Anyway, where I'm going with this is those
Yeah.
weather patterns. They don't just stop after the hurricane passes through the Caribbean and Gulf. They travel across the sea.
Mhm.
Nobody reports on them. Nobody talks about them after they left the Caribbean. But we get that diminished storm. It's not quite the hurricane. But year after year, we have this wave after wave of horrendous gale force winds that just rip up trees and move whatever's in your back garden to the next back garden, that kind of thing.
That is hectic, dude.
So yeah, we get this through.
But it's
the
not a
half of the year.
tropical. It's not a tropical like cyclone.
No, it's
type of-
downgraded by the time it hits us. We
It's-
just get that wind and rain,
Okay.
and it's just wave after wave. It's
But
just,
hold on. You generally just get rain anyway. So now it's like it's heavy rain. It's like you have to clarify. It's heavy rain and heavy wind, right? Instead of just rain and wind.
Yeah, I think we've established that there's lots of words for the types of rain.
Yeah.
No, it can just be wind. with a bit of wet. Wouldn't even call it rain. Well, because
Okay.
rain falls from top to bottom, not left to right.
Yeah. Yo, that's hectic.
So yeah, we're about out of sync. I mean, we've got these storms coming through now, and it's another wave. Yeah, there was a big one yesterday. There's another one coming through tonight.
But what's happening? Isn't winter your side? I mean, isn't it supposed to be snowing? Or is it like is the weather so warm that it's actually just raining and?
Yeah, it's not cold this year.
Okay.
I mean, it's what was it last night? 2 degrees. It's not. I haven't seen snow this winter.
Wow.
Did we have snow last winter? Yeah, no, winters now are just cold and wet.
That's hectic though. But I mean,
Uh.
it's like, that weather system that brought a lot of strong wind. It's like, did it do a lot of damage, or like, is it just inconvenience?
People die, right?
You serious?
Yeah. It's like when we have a heat wave of 32 degrees, people die.
Yo, that's hectic, dude.
No, I mean, the people die because of debris being flown around, trees falling on cars and houses and
Oh,
stuff. I mean, it's quite sad.
that
I
is
mean,
hectic.
a couple of years ago, there's a little village outside of where I live, not far from us, and this divorcee mother, I think she's divorcee, but she was there with her daughter living in a caravan next to the house that they're pouring all their money into to do up and move into. And the storm comes along and knocks a tree over like an elephant would, a big elephant,
Yeah.
and just squashes the caravan, and the daughter died.
Oh, God.
Oh
It's
no,
like,
dude.
it's harsh. It's harsh, man. You
No.
can't escape this stuff.
That is hectic.
But I
dude.
think a lot of people also go out. This is a bit Darwin Awards kind of terrain. People go out to see stuff blowing around.
Yeah. It's like those storm chasers, all those hurricane chasers in
hurricane
America.
chasers. But those
Yeah, but
guys
those are intelligent people.
those are
scientists.
those are actually quite good. They actually they know how the hurricanes behave, so like they maintain a safe distance, but they want to get that perfect shot. of,
But
you
I'm sure
know-
that they're pushing the limits somewhere along the line, don't you think?
But I mean, a hurricane is a very tight weather system, right? So it's like if you're on the outside, you're obviously not as much in as much danger as you are on the inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the inside, you pretty much.
Would you like to take that?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Who's phoning?
Yeah. I don't know. He can say if he wants to.
Just now.
Anyway, moving along swiftly from weather.
How was your week?
Yeah, no, my week was shit, thanks. A 3.
Just that's
If you
it.
really are, no, it's not even worth talking about, dude. It is what it is. Yeah. I just wanted to, talking about weeks. I mean, there was the story that came out about the 4-day work week. I know we've probably flogged that dead horse about going back to the office, but this is a little bit of a pivot from that. I mean, what are your thoughts
Yeah.
on Belgium saying that it's possible for employees to ask their business or their company that they work 4 days a week?
I kind of expected something like this would come from somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
And it's not so. The timing is probably right that we're coming out of lockdown modes all over the place and trying to resume whatever the new normal is. Fine. So the timing's right. What got me was it came from Belgium.
Why? Why Belgium?
I'm not
is-
saying there's anything wrong with Belgium. Let's not start with that. No, because typically there's a lot more progressive. I would have gone Netherlands before Belgium. Not to say Belgium isn't progressive. It's just Belgium.
I would have actually went Scandinavian countries,
Yeah,
like
like
most
Norway.
likely Sweden or Norway or like Denmark.
Denmark, yeah.
You
No,
know,
this
the-
is when we find out they already moved to this 3-day working week.
Long
6
time
years
ago.
They're like, you're only doing 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't work anymore.
Yeah, no, they've all gone on early retirement.
Yeah, you just chop
socialism
down
deluxe.
trees and yeah.
So what I think, I think some of the points that I found interesting was, obviously you think, I mean, what's your immediate thought about?
4-day.
A 4-day week. Oh, okay, that means that what I do is I work 10 hours a day instead of 8 hours a day for 4 days of the week, so that I can get Friday off. Is that what the thought?
Yeah,
that
so you
goes through
work
your head?
extra hours. You still work the same hours a week.
No, No,
if your
not for
money
me.
stays the
Not
same.
for me. Not for me. It's
Yeah.
like for me, it would mean that you work 8-hour day
for 4 days.
for 4 days, and your
Get
money
Friday,
and
get
your money
one day
stays
off.
the same.
Yeah, your
You
money
just get an
stays
extra
the same.
weekend day.
Yeah.
So
So,
why
I mean,
would the
that's
company pay you the same?
yeah. Well, this is the thing. This is the point. I mean, at the end of the article that I was reading about this change or this request or this the way that they're looking at it, and I mean, even the Belgian prime minister is talking about this, and he was saying that that the whole idea is that it doesn't. Well, okay, he wasn't. Sorry, let me backtrack. I mean, the point is that the prime minister's even talking about this, but the guy that was talking about this is the director of the 4-day week campaign, and what he was saying is the whole idea
What's
is
his business card look like?
yeah, exactly.
It's a little 5 with a line through it, and it says director. 4-day
Director,
week
yeah.
campaign.
yeah, 5/4. Yeah, exactly. So he said the whole idea is of compressing the normal 5-day week into 4 days is not about making it a reduction of working hours.
It's
Right.
not about making it a reduction.
No. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. It involves the reduction of working days.
Okay, that makes
Sorry.
That makes sense.
Because I mean, the whole idea is that, the biggest thing at the moment is that you're talking about burnout and stress and all that with the current, situation, whatever it might be, COVID, lockdown, working from home, whatever it might be. Overworked because you're working from home, productivity's gone up, but you do also feel that your work-life balance might be affected, and all the things that go along with that. Is that you would think by talking about the 4-day work week and trying to compress, by extending your day from 8 hours to 10 hours would mean that, you're actually making the situation worse, right?
Right.
In terms of burnout and that kind of stuff.
You are making the situation worse because then if it's like, if in some cases it's legit 10-hour workday, but there's a lot of work, you might end up pulling like 12-hour workday.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
true.
And then by the time the weekend comes, it's like you just spend one day just recovering.
Sorry. So what are they saying? That the working week is the same amount of hours, just over 4 days? Or they're saying there is a reduction of hours?
Well, they're saying that it would be a reduction of hours. So in other words, what you would do is you would work for 4 8-hour days, right, and get the Friday off, or I say Friday off, 1 day off during the week.
Okay, that was going to be my next thing.
Yeah, well,
if this came to pass everywhere in the world,
yes,
I mean, already the Middle Eastern countries don't work. What was it, Fridays or?
Fridays
Because they
would
work
be the weekend. For
Yeah,
them.
they got different holy days. So
yeah.
the whole world is already out of sync. Where was I going with this? Oh yes. So if you had to work 4 days a week, would you guys do your extra day on a Friday or a Monday, or what day would you do it?
Well, this is I suppose that's going to be the problem. Is like, does the whole country shut down on a Friday because no one's working on a Friday?
What would you like? I know what I would like.
Well, look, I suppose.
Oh, no,
I
Lester.
suppose-
Lester hates Mondays.
I do, but I mean that's
So I would like the flexibility, in the sense that if you're looking at a team perspective, a team scenario, that you negotiate which day you're going to take off. Not everyone can do a Friday. Not everyone can do a Monday or whatever, what it is.
So
I
like
think
half
it's
of the team does one, half of the
well,
team does
yeah,
the
I
other.
think it's a conversation that you say, oh, okay, I want to take on that week. I want to take my 1 day off. I want to take it on a Friday, and then only X amount of people are allowed to do that. So first come, first serve kind of scenario. Some days, sometimes you might want to do it on a Wednesday or whatever it might be.
Okay, but what if like some of your colleagues are not as quick at multitasking on the keyboard as you are, and you can just lock that extra day?
You
When-
snooze, you lose, dude.
When it opens up at like 12 o'clock on a Monday to log your next day, to log your next free day, right? And you're there just like 1 millisecond after, and it's all booked out. It's,
Yeah, I think you're overthinking it. I don't know. Listen, I don't know what the solution is. I'm just talking through. I don't think that it would be viable for everyone to be going off on a Friday.
I think let's not argue about this. Everyone takes Friday off and everyone's happy.
Yeah.
No, I don't like it.
What day would you like, Lester?
No, because in the current situation, everyone looks forward to a Friday. We like Fridays.
No,
It's
we're
a
gonna look forward to
celebration
Thursday.
day. No, well, and we hate Mondays.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we should ruin the tradition. Let's stick with that and just take Wednesdays off.
Yeah, that's a bit of
It's
a
like a
mind.
half week weekend.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, like I mean, what you say standard. Everyone takes a Wednesday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone. So
Everyone
everyone works Monday,
around the
Tuesday.
world.
We bitch. So nothing changes. We still bitch about Monday.
And you're excited about Friday.
Still excited about Friday. Tuesday becomes the new half
Yes.
Friday. Gives it. I mean, otherwise
Thursday
Tuesday has no
becomes
meaning. It's just Tuesday. You don't like it. You don't love it. It's just a day. Whereas Thursday is slightly better because it's closer to Friday.
I
Okay.
really like that idea because you're increasing the importance of days that have gone by without any sort of recognition.
Who remembers Tuesday?
Oh, well, the thing is, like every day now, what you're doing is every day in the week has now become significant. Because before it was only Friday and Monday.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday,
Monday.
and Wednesday is also significant because you get the day off.
I'm
Right?
such the philosopher. People are going to pay homage to me in future.
I
They're going to be pilgrimaging to my
Yeah,
little
they're going to
village.
crown you the king, dude.
I'm
You're
gonna-
going
I'm
to be
gonna
the
be
new
hap-
Messiah.
No.
Uh,
At least,
I'm a very naughty boy, though.
at least they're going to.
Let's not go there.
No, I presume that the next step would be for Leicester to get knighted.
Knighted, yeah.
Well, I have two
Sir.
titles.
Yeah, aren't you Sir Methane the last time? No.
Well, yes.
No, you're
well, I was
King
King
Albion and
Albion.
I'm Sir Methane,
You're
right?
Sir Methane.
Methane,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can't be Sir Methane, not with my name.
No.
No, I actually have a lordship. I have two lordships.
Oh yeah, because you got
Actually.
that flipping piece of land, some like 5 centimeters
1 square foot of
squared.
land, yeah.
Exactly.
In Scotland.
It's my land.
It's my land. It's your land. It's everybody's land, dude.
I can't,
the problem
I can't
is,
put a fence up,
but
and
the
I
problem
can't
is-
raise a flag.
but the problem is, Lester, there's someone in the metaverse that owns the same piece of land, just in the metaverse.
And the planets will collide. The metaverses will collide when both of us go to physically visit our plot of land at the
You know, it's
same
like-
time.
It's like timeshare.
The sheep will be running for the hills.
Shit. Can you imagine in the future there are like 5 different metaverses plus the physical world, and in each of those metaverses there are the same piece of land
Metaversi.
has been sold to some unsuspecting dude. Yeah.
Some dude. But isn't there a company, like, just on that note, I know we're digressing, but like, isn't there a company that sells real estate on the moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy a similar to my lordship. You can buy a star.
Yeah, exactly.
A
The only
whole
problem is-
star.
Yeah, the problem is
Screw
that the
moon
star's
and a
dead
little patch
already.
in the moon.
The star's dead already, dude.
Yeah, but it's,
But then, like,
it's
if you
something you
buy
can
a star,
see. Unlike,
buy a
could
star-
you see the bit of broken crater on the moon that you now own? No, it's probably on the dark side of the moon anyway.
Yeah, the
But a
dark side of the
star,
moon.
a star you can look at all the time.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But what if your
well,
star just like isn't dead, but it's just like exploding, but the blast wave is still getting to you, and then they were like, Leicester Star just killed everyone.
Yeah, or
It's like Leicester owns the star; he needs to take care of it.
Yeah, whose fault is this? Why did this one star blow into the other to cause a new black hole and another 12 comets? Who the hell did this? Whose star was this?
Leicester.
It's your fault. Sort this nonsense out. It's a mess. Put the Earth at risk again.
I just want to know what happens when someone starts squatting on your piece of the moon that you bought.
I guess you can basically, because the Earth's law does not extend on the moon, right? So you can create
Not yet.
You can create your legislation.
Who's going to create that legislation?
Well, if you can,
Elon Musk.
if you can get there and basically physically be there, because you know what they say, possession is 9/10 of the law.
Yes. But that law doesn't apply there.
No, but like, like who's gonna argue with you?
It's common law, not
It's
governmental law.
you can actually like if you own the real estate on the moon, you can basically establish the new federation
Yeah, well, I
And-
mean, look, I mean, yeah.
and pass you be the founding father of the moon's constitution.
It's like,
If we lived on a planet on the other side of the universe
mm,
where the sun doesn't appear as much, the planets have a different cycle. Do you think they have like a 10-day working week?
like 36-hour days. Hey?
Yeah, and they look at us going, "Oh, I want to go to Earth." They got a 5-day working week. Oh,
Yeah.
bliss.
Yeah, and they've only got 24 hours in the day. Oh, they're so much better.
Oh man, yes, they got a 20-day working week,
And I can live
and
longer.
it's 28 hours a day.
I can live longer.
Those lucky bastards.
Yeah, but the healthcare and the pension's great.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I was having this. Let's not digress. We're going to digress there. I wanted to try and keep on topic this week.
Yeah, let's do
On
it.
What?
Yeah,
Let's do it when we're just in the flow, so
When
we
a-
just
when
decided
a-
to go with it.
yeah. So I'll cut that out. Okay, I'll edit that out.
Okay.
Sure.
maybe.
Sure.
Maybe. Yeah. Formula One. So Michael Massey, race director, has been canned.
You joking?
Yeah.
You serious?
Well,
Yeah, that's not
he's
good.
been redeployed to another
Universe.
Yeah, another metaverse. And then, so going forward, they're going to have 2 race directors that are going to alternate between the races. And then they're also going to have like the third umpire kind of situation.
Oh,
as
yes.
well. I don't know how
Stop
they're
the-
going to do that.
Stop the race while we do a video
Yeah, exactly.
assisted refereeing.
Pause. Yeah, safety car. Deploy the safety car so that we can sort out this issue.
It's a temporary virtual safety car.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need a new flag for that.
Yeah. Look, I mean, the thing is, I mean, without going over the damn thing again, I suppose the biggest change that they could make is that, listen, if you have a virtual safety car, keep the laps. Like, in other words, stop it. Okay, maybe not a virtual safety car, maybe a full safety car. You pause the number of laps. Right?
It's
The only
about
problem
fuel, though.
there is fuel.
Are we going
yeah.
to bring back refueling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem there is fuel. So I suppose, I don't know. I don't know the answer, but I mean, it's just sad that if and when you have a safety car, that it just, it just takes away from some and gives to others. I don't know.
Some advantage.
It lets
I'm not even
everybody
gonna go
bunch
into
up
that.
again, and it's
Yeah,
good for
sure.
some. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but anyway, so
So by
that's-
getting rid of Massey, though, have we
Yeah.
solved the challenges of that last race last season?
No, because now all of a sudden the next thing that they're calling for now is that Verstappen gets stripped of his title.
Oh God, it's so last year. It's done. Just move
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just move on. And I still have it, and I saw
Is
this.
that,
I
is
saw
that
this.
Toto Wolff?
No. It's just the internet. Put
The
it that way.
internet.
The internet.
The Twitterverse.
The Twitterverse, yeah. So I did read an article where, some of the reaction to Massey being canned, a lot of it is, let's call it 50-50. Some people are pro and some people are against. But some of the comments that I did see, one of them was, and this is the point that I've made before, is that don't forget, Michael Massey made the decision, right or wrong, doesn't really matter. Mercedes put in a protest. In other words, they raised it with the stewards. There's a problem. The stewards dismissed that. And no one's talking about that. No one's like, this one reaction.
Massey is the
was
scapegoat.
talking. Well, this
He's a
is the thing
scapegoat.
is that, and like your question is, okay, what have we solved by canning Massey? You actually haven't
Or
solved
Massey might have
anything.
resigned. I don't know the story.
No,
Maybe
no, no,
Massey's
he-
like, you know what? I've had enough of all this nonsense.
Yeah.
I don't need this abuse.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
That probably would have been the better thing to do. I mean, it would have. It wouldn't have. It wouldn't have ticked the box for the people that said that he must be sacked.
Yeah.
And FIA wouldn't have had to have made a tough decision or whatever,
So
Because
what
you see
actually
what they're
happened?
doing.
Did he resign?
No. They've redeployed. He's changed his job profile. They've given him another job within FIA. Yeah. or within Formula One. Put it that way.
Well, I hope not cleaning toilets.
No. He's got some other
It's
some
the
other
guy
role.
that does
And also
the
the thing
washing
is,
up.
yeah, but the thing is, people all of a sudden forget that Michael Massey was actually the race director for more than 2 years, right? And it almost like feels like, oh no, that. But the thing is that he only came to the forefront last year because of the fact that they were broadcasting the audio conversations between the teams and the race director, okay, which wasn't there the year before. So you almost didn't know who Michael Massey was. You knew there was a race director. You might have heard the name, and maybe you had seen him on TV when they made the call to can the Australian Grand Prix when COVID first hit, right? Other than that, that season, 2020, you hardly saw him, hardly heard from him, hardly ever whatever. It was like, but he came to the forefront last year because of the fact that there were these conversations between the racing teams and the race director. And like in your mind, even in my mind, I was like, oh, this guy's new. He's not new. And they very quickly forget that he's had to deal with some really tough situations over the last 2 years during COVID and making decisions and, controversy in the races and whatever. And he's like almost getting judged on one sort of incident that happened, at the end of last year. And, sometimes I think that's a little bit unfair.
I think that's a little bit unfair.
Yeah. Anyway, but it is what it is. He's moved on. They're changing the race director thing, so they're having more than one race director, I suppose, to even out the sort of bias, whatever that might be. Yeah, so
if one
it'll
gets
be
COVID
interesting
and has to
see.
skip a weekend, then they got backup.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
possibly.
hectic, dude.
Yeah, possibly.
The
Yeah, and
officials
then-
have a reserve bench.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. And then obviously everyone's like launching their cars, new livery, obviously the new design, new rules, testing, doing a couple of first tests, people making predictions about who's going to be on top and who's not going to be on top this year.
I mean, we haven't talked about it, but because we were mulling over it, but Hamilton is racing this year.
Yes, he is.
So
So
he's
there's
officially
he's not resigning.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not retiring, sorry.
So do you think he's got a good chance of taking it?
Well, I suppose it really depends on what car he's got. I suppose it's very difficult to predict because they've got completely new cars, like new design completely, new aero package, the whole thing, new regulations. It's very difficult to see. And this year they are going to not broadcast the Barcelona testing. So people are not really going to know, like as openly as before, where each team stands in terms of their performance. Because last year, at the beginning of the year, Mercedes was nowhere. And all of a sudden, that was the talk of the town because, Red Bull was looking super hot. Mercedes was struggling, So we won't know that. So the only time we're going to really know who's who in the zoo is on the first race. Yeah.
Can we talk about McLaren for a bit?
Yeah.
Because Daniel Ricciardo is their number one driver, and Lando Norris is number two driver.
Oh, really?
And
Is
I'm
it-
thinking it should be the other way around.
Is that official?
Well, I'm just going on their numbering.
Oh,
Ricciardo drives number 3 car, Norris number 4 car.
yeah. I don't think that's got anything to do with it. I think they choose their numbers. Like,
Yeah, but normally
permanent
your
numbers.
number, because normally your number's always one up on your partner.
Well, I don't know about that. Because a couple of years ago, what they did is they allowed them to choose what number they wanted, and they always raced with that number.
I mean, look at Lewis Hamilton, 44, right? So you'd
Yeah.
expect, well, if I was George Russell, I'd come in with the number 1.
Well, yeah.
No.
Well, unfortunately,
He's gone number 63. I mean,
Yeah.
like, what?
I
Yeah,
think
but-
69 would be better. But
Yeah. Well,
Max has gone with number 1.
talking about that, the world champion has the choice of using number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would, if I was champion, yeah.
Yeah, well, Max is going to. Hamilton didn't use number 1. He was always using 44. Verstappen was using 33. He's now going to be using number 1 this year.
Yeah, and Sergio is number 11. So
Yeah.
everything in the Red Bull office is all ones.
Yes. Yeah.
Subliminal, psychological trauma.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, it's going to be interesting, and I mean, Drive to Survive is been the official release date is, I think it's the 11th of March.
Yeah, it's coming soon, guys. It's
Yeah.
coming soon.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's gonna be
pretty
interesting.
dope.
It's gonna be interesting how they're gonna frame that season.
Yeah, I'm very interested.
And I'm being very careful in my choice of words.
Yeah, like how do you tell a story about the two protagonists or the two competitors, and none of them wants to be interviewed? That's going to be a challenge. Some really interesting.
But maybe
editing.
one of them is going to be okay. I'm just gonna say I don't want to get interviewed for the cameras, but in the end of the day, I'm gonna be interviewed. So I'm featured there as the hero,
Yeah,
type of thing.
yeah. So, but I mean, that's quite a nice birthday present for someone, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, who's
So
that
it's
someone?
probably somebody's birthday in the world when the new series drops.
Is it?
Yes.
It's like you're not pointing any fingers right now,
not
are
at
you?
all. Not at all. Shit. Anyway,
Somebody who.
Anyway, do you know there's a Chinese driver on the starting lineup?
yes, I do. Who's he racing
Right,
for? Alpha.
Alpha.
Yeah.
So Guanyu,
Yeah.
however you pronounce it.
No, it's going to be quite
I mean, it's
interesting to
interesting.
see.
I was thinking a few years ago with the amount of money in China and the amount of money in Russia, I would say, we've had a Russian driver. What's going on with the Chinese? They love their motorsport as well.
Yeah,
I just
I
thought
mean,
easy backing, easy. I'm surprised they haven't got their own team.
well, exactly.
Maybe this is the start.
Well, maybe it is. I'm very interested to see what what his performance is going to be like. And then the Japanese driver, or Yuki Tsunoda, he's still around. He's going to be an AlphaTauri. He didn't have a bad. I feel sorry for him because he came fourth in the last race, right? And with the
Nobody
other
knows.
controversy just overshadowed he came fourth in the race.
That's pretty decent, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty decent.
And I mean,
Have you seen? Yeah, come on.
No, I was just going to say, it was his rookie season. I mean, he had quite a up and down season. I suspect that, like, towards the end, he was getting a little bit more consistent. He wasn't being as as erratic and all that kind of stuff. I think he potentially could have a solid year this year.
Have you seen him standing next to
Gasly?
To Gasly.
Gasly is not the tallest oak around, by the way. And
So this guy is like
he's
child
half the
size.
Yeah, he's half the size.
I mean, he's come straight off the go-kart circuit.
Yeah. I think they have to put extra weight in the car because he's probably too light.
I mean, the car's way too long for him. How does he get his feet to the pedals? Do you think they've got like little blocks attached to the pedals?
Yeah.
Like a cyclist where he clicks in.
Yeah. But have you seen you got some fairly tall drivers as well. You've got Esteban Ocon, and you've also got George Russell.
Yeah.
They are pretty tall guys. Yeah. So, like, you wonder how do they fit these, like you say, like these really short people and these really tall people in the same cockpit?
I think it's just customized.
Yeah, absolutely.
It has to be customized because it's not like you can pull the chair.
No. Adjust
You
the
cannot
chair.
adjust the
No.
chair. It's like in the middle of the race. Hold on, I'm doing
Yeah.
300 around the corner. Let me
There
just
must be
adjust my
one
chair.
of the. There's one of the buttons on that steering wheel that is a chair adjustment. It's got to be.
Yeah, what the lumbar supports.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to Drive to Survive. I'm looking forward to seeing what the first race is going to look like in terms of where everyone lands. Yeah, it's going to be.
The other thing I was thinking, because they've announced all the drivers now, is there's obviously a lot of new blood in the last few years, and these guys seem to be more agile. And it used to take a few years for you to get to that level, where the young guys are now. And I think they actually pointed it out in the last live Drive to Survive. But this year we've got, obviously, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Bottas is still there. Vettel's still going. Who's going to retire this year? Who's going to make this their last season?
I suspect that most of the drivers that are there now, in terms of retirements, will probably not retire in the next couple of years, 2 years.
So no retirements this year.
I don't think so. Because Alonso was looking pretty handy last year in the Alpine. So
but this is it. They've got the skills, right?
Yeah.
They've still got the skills.
Yeah. And I mean, like in terms of guys that have gone away and come back, very, very seldom have they been as competitive as they were before. I mean, the fact of the matter is Alonso is more competitive now than he was the last time that he was in Formula One. And obviously it had a lot to do with the car, but
Sure. Yeah.
But I mean, you take Michael Schumacher when he came back, one or two decent races, but in general, not great. Raikkonen went away, came back. Yeah, he came back to Ferrari. He was pretty but after he moved from there, pretty mediocre in a way. Solid, and consistent, but not up there with the rest of the guys. So I don't think Alonso is going to leave soon. Hamilton must be at least in for the next 2-3 years.
Well, I was also thinking, if these guys end up with a mediocre team, so they're fighting they're fighting for the mid-table points, they must get bored of that. I mean, maybe they want to go and try a different format of driving. Alonso's already done that.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to go and do NASCAR. Maybe they want to go and do off-road.
Indy or whatever.
A race in a different format because they still can.
Yeah, I suppose so. But like you say, Alonso's
I'm going to suggest. Oh, hang on, we've got to do this before the season starts. We've got to put some bets out there, some predictions.
Okay, next episode.
Yeah, not this episode.
No.
I need to give it some thought.
Yeah,
Why?
it's like
Who's going to finish first, second, third?
What in total
driver-wise?
at the end of the year?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then who's going to retire?
Okay.
Which team is not going to be here next year? Oh, hang on, we can't do that in the end of the season, though. Well, they might announce it at the end of the season.
Yeah, it might happen during the year. Yeah. Okay, so next episode, that's what we're going to talk about. Or do we do it after Drive to Survive? Or do we do it after the first race? Or when
we can't do it. We've got to do it before the first race.
We've got to do it before the first race.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Cool. Sweet. Good idea. But then are we going to go with the idea that every episode that we're going to have a Formula One slot?
Table update.
No,
where we are with the bets.
we have a Formula One update. At least.
Yeah, just 5 minutes, just to show how far.
5 minutes. We'll never
5
be able
minutes
to talk.
update.
We'll
So
never
last
be able to
weekend,
stick to that
so-and-so won
timeline.
second, third points in the table. And on the Weekend Craic League table, the grid lineup is the Bearded Fen with penalty points, minus 60 in third place. A lot to catch up.
I tell you what. Why don't we, the three of us, sign up for the F1 Fantasy League?
What is that?
It's like, fantasy football, whatever. You choose your teams
yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that? And then we
did that
can,
about 15
because I mean,
years
that's
ago.
effectively what we're going to do, is we're going to say who's going to be, we choose our guys for the year, we choose our team. What do you reckon?
I can't remember the format, but what's stopping us all choosing the same?
No, well.
Oh, hang on. Do we just choose who finishes where?
Well, I don't know. I've never done it
can't
before.
remember.
Anyway, I'll go research it. We'll see whether it works.
No.
If
Okay.
not, we'll do our own fantasy
F1.
F1 on the Weekend Craic. How's that? Cool. Sweet. Okay, I think that's a
deal.
slot. Yeah,
That's a
that's a
deal.
slot. Yeah. What are you laughing at?
Oh, God. I can see this is going downhill. Oleg's going to walk away with this without even trying.
Yeah, it's like someone doing the Coke challenge and winning without even tasting one drink.
I mean, who would do that?
Yeah, exactly. How's that possible? The mentalist himself. Hey?
Guys, you give me too much
Yeah,
credit.
legend.
It's like, the guy that the guy that knows the least about Formula One wins the championship.
Well, this is my thinking. Alex is gonna go. I'm gonna go on what everybody else is talking about. You'll spend 30 seconds on it.
Yeah.
You
Like he
will
won't
sit
overthink it. Like
No.
he won't overthink it because like the less information you have, the less you can overthink it, right?
Yeah. Whereas
Yeah.
you will probably spend hours on this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go meditate for 3 hours.
Yeah. You'll have your daughter's input, and then you'll be speaking to other people.
Yeah.
It's just going to overtake your life, and you're going to wonder why.
This is gonna-
Why am I
this is gonna-
coming last?
Damn, I've got another hobby.
You know what's funny? He's most likely gonna hunt the F1 timeline on Insta for the next for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, okay, moving along from Formula One because we do have a habit of hanging around.
we do get sucked into Formula One.
circling the drain on Formula One.
Yeah.
Movies, new movies. So I've got a question.
Yeah.
Just one.
Just one. What's your feeling about the Marvel sort of franchise and the kind of movies that they are pumping out and all that kind of stuff? So I see Doctor Strange is coming out. You've got the Spider-Mans, you've got the Venoms of the thing. Like, what's your feeling? I mean, are they?
Too many.
Yeah,
Too
I
quickly.
agree.
Yeah, way too many, dude. Like, it's just oversaturated. Like, I would go watch Doctor Strange, the new one, mainly because I like the lead actor. I think he's a really good actor.
That's an interesting point, though. I mean, because they're kind of, with this sort of repetition, is only suited to the hardcore Marvel fans. So do you start then going to watch it because you like the actor in it?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's another question that I wanted to ask, which, funny enough, was a question I was going to ask a bit later. Is like, do you watch specific movies because it's got the person in it? Like, you're not, like you didn't
Sometimes,
choose them. You didn't choose the movie because of the content or the theme of the movie or the whatever the movie is about. Did you choose it because of the person that's in there?
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah,
Do you?
I do that as well.
Like,
To an
who's your
extent,
number
but
one? Who's the number one
Oh,
actor that you would follow?
No, I don't do number ones.
No, well, okay. Which are the actors that you gravitate towards?
No, but I can't think about how that is now. I would
Okay.
probably weigh it up over like 10, 20 years.
Yeah,
Because obviously, newbie actors, you wouldn't know who they were in their first movie. But if
Sure.
after they've done a string of them,
Yeah.
sure.
So, like, I mean, do you like I would say, if there's a Denzel Washington movie out there, I will make a plan to watch it because I know historically the movies that he's been in are always pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he adapts to roles. He takes on different things. Like I've got this thing at the moment. I've started watching a BBC cop series, one series, and it's got Martin Freeman in it.
Yeah.
He's been in various things, comedy roles, and he was in the Office, and now he's playing this aggressive Scouse Liverpool policeman. I'm like, you've come from a soft, squidgy kind of roles that you've done in the past. Now you're doing a hardcore, aggressive role with a very strong accent. So I'm watching it to see how he's done it, and he's done it very well.
Yeah.
But I'm only watching that because of him.
Yeah, sure. And I mean, do you find it very difficult to separate him from the previous roles that he's done?
I do find that if I follow that train of thought and watch something for the reason I described, I do find that. Are you stuck with this character? Like anyone from the Harry Potter movies is always going to be stuck in that typecast.
Yeah, sure.
Hopefully I'm proven wrong because they're all trying different things. But yeah, I do start that straight away. But in this, straight away, it's not the same genre.
Sure.
It's gritty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for me, definitely Denzel's up there. Like if you look at the pre-2010 movies, like one of my all-time favorite actors most likely would have to be Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. But like
Sure.
recently, they're like pre-2010, maybe even pre-2008. But lately, they've been pumping out some dubious stuff. So I think they're both like under pressure just to squeeze as much money out of their career as possible.
Yeah, sure.
Young wives and stuff.
Yeah. So another actor that I'm really enjoying is Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And he's got a particular way that he acts, the kind of movies that he's in. you know, there's like a little bit of humor, a bit of seriousness, that kind of thing. So I'm really enjoying his movies, and he seems to be bringing out a lot. Like his number of movies that he's bringing out is like almost increasing. Because like, I mean, in the last couple of years, he's been in a good couple of movies.
Young wife.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, she's not that much younger than him.
No, but for me, Ryan Reynolds is like pumping out some B-rated stuff, man.
Like what?
I like him. The comedic effect. He's done some serious stuff. He's done some comedy. He's versatile, and that's what I like.
But
But if you look through, I mean, you were talking about 80s, 90s, Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise, DiCaprio, Will Smith,
Yeah.
George Clooney, Matt Damon.
Yeah.
You know, those are all. Yeah, every time I go and watch it, and obviously De Niro and Pacino from the earlier on in the era, Jack Nicholson maybe.
Bruce Willis,
but who's-
pre-2006.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce Willis. Yeah, absolutely.
So we're saying Denzel and all that now, but they're starting to make less and less movies. It's like Samuel L. Jackson. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't have to make the classics anymore. Now I just do stuff for fun. But I would still watch it perhaps because they're in it. But who are the guys now?
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah,
Matthew McConaughey. He's been around forever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, he also used to do like almost like sort of like B-rated stuff, and then all of a sudden he did one or two like serious movies. I can't remember which one. The one that changed it for me was, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was where he played a lawyer, and he was tasked with getting someone off. And I speak under correction, but I think it was like the first like sort of serious role that he had played.
Mm-hmm.
And like that changed my perception of him as an actor completely. Right. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so I mean, I was
Morgan
interested.
Freeman was another one.
Yeah,
so
Morgan
now
Freeman.
coming
Morgan
to me thick
Freeman,
and
yeah.
fast now.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson to a degree.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I think he lost his credibility when, you know,
Yeah.
some personal
Something
stuff came.
happened.
Yeah, something happened, yeah. So
Johnny Depp, another one
yeah,
that's
Johnny
kind of
Depp.
been all over the place.
Yeah.
What's his name? He always does odd movies, but he's done loads of them.
It's just
I
too
can
many.
think of a couple of
Too
people.
many.
Yeah. Odd movies. Yeah.
So who are the current guys? Are we talking like
Oh,
what's
well,
the Hemslock boys?
Yeah, well, the reason why I was wondering about this was because of the fact that I see there's a new Ryan Reynolds movie coming out called The Adam Project, which is again another thing that I wanted to chat about was like, where are these movies being released? Because based on what we've been talking about with COVID and cinemas being closed, and we made the comment, well, why don't they just release the stuff on a streaming software, you know, like on Netflix or what? I'm starting to see that these sort of more mainstream actors are starting to release their movies. Those movies are being released on these streaming platforms rather than in the cinema. And this one, the Adam Project, is coming out on Netflix on the 11th of March. Another birthday present. And then I see that there's a new Lord of the Rings that is coming out. Now, you would think Lord of the Rings that's the thing that you
What?
put in the cinema, right?
Yeah.
It's
There's a
coming
new
out
Lord
on
of the
Amazon
Rings?
Prime
Wow.
Video.
That's
Oh, hang on, wasn't that's a series, isn't it?
Well, I don't know if it's a series. Is it a series?
They've put an advert on
Okay.
to whet your appetite.
Okay. I thought it was a movie. I might be.
I don't know. I could be wrong, mate. I mean,
Yeah.
I was quite surprised when you said it, like I haven't heard anything.
Yeah, because I was looking at what are the trending movies for this year, and that came up as one of the trending movies, Lord of the Rings, and it's being released on Amazon Prime Video, and then the Adam Project is coming out on Netflix, which is Ryan Reynolds, which looks pretty cool because it's about time travel, which is quite interesting.
do you know that I was in Lord of the Rings DVD?
You were in the DVD, just in the
Yeah.
DVD or in the movie?
I didn't say the movie.
You were in the DVD.
It was on the DVD box set where you
Yeah.
got all the extra stuff.
Yes.
And I was walking through Leicester Square in London, my square,
Leicester Square.
on the night of the
Leicester's
premiere.
Square.
You,
Yeah.
you
And
actually
yeah,
own
so I
that
was
square.
there, when all the actors and were walking up the red carpet. It was weird. Just 'cause we were there for like 10 minutes going, Jesus, Cole, I'm not hanging around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all shorter in real life than I was expecting.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I prefer them in actual costume, and then we buggered off. So but we watched this specials, and I was like, oh, they got the London premiere. Should we have a quick look at that? Because we didn't stay there long. And there we are, looking like gormless tourists.
Deer in the headlights. No, that's cool, man. That's good. I'm not a big Lord of the Rings fan, but I might just buy the box set just for that. And maybe I can get you to sign it.
I mean, I wouldn't.
And then I'll sell it on the internet as an NFT.
No, because you see, the problem here is if I'm now generating revenues for the Lord of the Rings franchise, I'm going to have to enter negotiations for royalties, and just don't do it. It's not worth the pain for me.
Okay.
Yeah, Leicester Square.
Yeah.
There was a time when we used to go through. We didn't go through Leicester Square that often, but when we did, we always seemed to come across some actors.
Oh, right.
And my favorite one is, because they always do their movie premieres there. There's a few of those kind of places set up for that. But I remember we were casually walking through there one night, and spotted Colin Firth,
All right.
who's he's like taller than me, so he's easy to spot. And he was outside of this movie house, just chatting to some guy. And after a while, I realized the guy he was chatting to, who was about half his size, it was almost like waist height,
Yeah.
was Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, dwarfed. Talking about Lord of the Rings. He
I'm
was
just like-
dwarfed. Tom Cruise and Kevin Bacon would play good dwarfs in Lord of the Rings. They wouldn't have to do much special effects.
Yeah, that's rough, dude. That's rough. So, like, I'm busy scrolling through the list of most anticipated movies.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the things that like came up on the list pretty high up of 2022 that I haven't seen in ages. Like, I've seen the first one and maybe even the second one. Is Jackass Forever.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that was coming out.
Oh, it's out. Oh, it's out. I think it's out here.
Are the guys in Zimmer frames or what? Johnny
There's some
Knoxville.
new faces.
Johnny Knoxville.
It's all on TikTok. A lot of the clips are on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing ridiculous stuff again.
No,
But it
you know
looks
what
fun.
but you know what I find quite interesting is that, like we almost forgot about Jackass for a while in terms of what they were doing. No, well,
Because
the
it
thing
takes
is,
them years to recover.
yeah, well, but this is the point. This is the point. What I wanted to say is that there are quite a few YouTubers, right? So remember, these guys were on MTV and all that. And yes, they brought out the movie, but they had a series on MTV. There's like way before, not way before, but I mean, it was really before YouTube became the platform for these kind of people to distribute their content. And like I say, in a way, we lost the Jackass kind of thing, and then it went quiet on that front, and then all of a sudden, you've got these new YouTubers like David Dobrik that are making a shitload of money on YouTube, doing the same kind of thing, and for a moment you go, fuck, that's new. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Like,
No, it's not.
guys doing stupid things and like blowing things up and doing all these pranks on one another and all that kind of stuff is not new, because they were doing it with Jackass. And no, I'm just amazed how that sort of concept got like forgotten for a little bit and then resurfaced on YouTube, and everyone was going, "Oh, that's new," but actually it wasn't.
Wow.
How old is Jackass? Because there's a guy in this
I mean, that
Jackass
was in the
movie.
90s, wasn't it? 90s,
Yeah, there's a guy in this Jackass
2000s?
movie who says, I grew up with Jackass. I started watching Jackass when I was 4 years old,
Yeah.
and now he's in it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, that's amazing.
I mean, I'm
can remember
surprised those
Johnny-
guys are all alive still. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, trust me, I'm also quite amazed that the guys are still,
Yeah.
breathing after everything that they've put their bodies through.
well, there's not a lot of the old cast in there now.
Yeah, they're in the old age home. Either that or dead. Yeah. No, well, look, I mean, they did some crazy stuff, and some of them got seriously hurt. And it just dawned on me the other day when I saw that Jackass movie was coming out, is that this stuff it's not you know, like the stuff that we see on YouTube now where these guys are playing pranks and all that kind of stuff, that's not new. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, anyway.
Did
Maybe
I-
I'm
did
labeling
we
it.
talk
Would you,
about,
would you watch
'cause I
Jackass on the big screen?
Nah,
No, I wouldn't.
nah.
Is that a stretch?
Yeah, I think, you know what I think's happened now is that, like, for me to go watch a movie at the cinema, it's got to be the certain kind of movie that you can only get the most of it by going to the cinema.
Yeah.
What's that big word?
Cinematography.
Yeah, that cinematography. Yeah, that thing, and the sound would be the thing. You know, and if I could have that at home,
Yeah, but you got good sound systems at home. No,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
no,
it's
but that-
about
You do.
visual
yeah.
impact.
But
for
I mean,
me.
I suppose if you had a nice big kick-ass, like if you had the thing where you had a high definition projector, and you took up the whole of your lounge wall was the screen, and you had this Bose Lifestyle 650 system that like blew your socks off if you turned it too loud. That would be great. I would never go to the cinema. But I mean, I can't justify dropping 200,000 rand on a system like that.
No,
Sure.
it doesn't make sense.
How many movies would I have to go to the cinema before I could get that money back?
So
I mean,
like-
you'd have to stop working 5 days a week for starters.
Yeah.
Well, thank God for 4-day weeks, dude.
Oh goodness, how are we ever gonna?
So
oh,
guys, can I just pitch in on that conversation? I think with some movies, it's totally worth watching them in the cinema. It's like
Yeah.
like things like Inception, Gravity, Interstellar.
Yeah.
You know,
Tenet.
just,
big
Tenet.
special effects?
Still
Yeah.
haven't watched that, by the way.
oh, dude, you're horrible, man. It's like for me, it's
I haven't
like,
either.
for me, it's like one of the best sci-fi's last year, definitely.
Yeah. You see, the problem is I'm not really into like, well, just talking about sci-fi.
But it's deep. It's deep. It's like you actually have to watch it like a couple of times to just get a
yeah, to get what
get a
to
full.
yeah. I'll get there eventually, dude. I'll get there eventually. See, the problem is that I'm like, I find it so difficult to watch movies now. You know, because of this thing of
Is
being
it
able to binge
you are-
watch series.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's broken it for me.
But like, if you can binge watch TV series, like, what's the problem with the movie? Because I mean,
Well, because the thing is that the series are set up in a specific way that within an hour you get that sort of
kick,
what you want to call it, that
that
hit.
kick.
That hit, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas like a movie, you know, it takes a lot longer to get there. And if the movie's not that good, you like lose your momentum a little bit. And
Okay,
it's-
dude. Next week we're chatting about Tenet.
Okay.
Guys, both of you homework, man.
Got homework.
Got homework.
I'll go read the synopsis on the internet. I'll watch the
Wikipedia. I'll
trailer.
recite the Wikipedia page.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna take you longer to actually watch all the explained videos than to watch a movie.
Yeah, probably, but they will probably be more entertaining.
Did we ever talk about when going back to Jackass briefly? Did we ever talk about? Because I thought Jackass did an episode in South Africa.
I think they did.
Yeah, I'm not.
Because
too
I
sure
remember
about
a Jackass scene where they were going through a game reserve, and they came across a hyena. They were looking for a hyena, and they came
were.
across it.
Yeah.
And they had this big ham, and they all jumped out and started chucking the ham to each other with the hyena chasing it like a dog would. Like, Jesus.
I mean, can you imagine like if shit goes wrong?
Yeah, that's looking
There.
for trouble there.
It's like
But it's the same with all of their tricks.
yeah.
So I see there's also an Elvis movie coming out. Is that something you would rush out to watch?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I would
Oleg has
definitely
left
watch
the
an
building.
Elvis has
movie.
left the building.
What's that called?
What?
Isn't
The
called
Elvis
just
movie.
It's called Elvis. it's got
No,
Tom
it's not
Hanks
called
in
Elvis
it.
movie.
Yeah,
Elvis
it's
the
got
movie.
Tom. Yeah, it's got Tom Hanks in it as well. Yeah, so I suppose
Didn't
it's
see
got to
that
be
one.
good. It's got Tom Hanks in it.
Tom Hanks made some good movies like over the
Yeah.
last 2 years.
Yeah, I think he's
Just the last 2 years, nothing
yeah,
before that.
Nothing
yeah, no.
before.
Forrest
Like-
Gump didn't crack it.
No.
What Castaway didn't crack it.
Saving
Captain
a Private
Phillips.
Ryan.
Captain Phillips didn't crack it.
Captain
Saving-
Phillips, no.
Jeez, that
Saving
was
a
quite
Private
a
Ryan.
that was quite a movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was quite a movie.
Did I ever show you the picture? I came across Wilson.
No,
I
like
forget, I think
Wilson
it was,
the coconut.
I was in, where was I? I was
the
somewhere
ball.
in the Florida Keys, and there was this beach bar, and
Was it a
tiny little
replica
thing
or
middle
was
of
it the
nowhere.
real thing?
No, it was a replica, but they did it exactly the same.
Oh,
The
wow.
same handprint on it. It was
Wow.
all roughed up properly, and it had the hair.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it washed
Interesting.
up in Miami. So if you ever wonder what happened to Wilson, he washed up in Miami.
Yeah. Well, talking about that stuff in series and documentaries, Operation
Did you watch
Odessa? I
Operation
did.
Odessa?
I loved it. I loved it. That was so cool. And Tony was the bomb, dude.
I think
Like
all the characters in that movie, they just so crazy.
Whole Tarzan.
So crazy. It's like I don't know how the guys. I think their biggest achievements is being able to live enough to tell the story.
Absolutely. But but I mean, it's like it's so difficult to describe. Like, as much as they were criminals and all that, you like these guys.
Yeah.
You know, they're so likable guys. you
Yeah,
know?
they are likable guys.
Yeah.
Even Tony.
Yeah.
Tony.
No, listen, Tony was the best, dude. And Tony was the best
I
because
mean, how much?
you wouldn't
I'm
think-
sorry to say this, right?
yes,
But how much guts do you need to have to rip off KRAK Cartel?
exactly.
To rip off KRAK Cartel and
Exactly.
then basically run away with their money,
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah.
Like
yeah, exactly.
your balls need to be pretty large
Exactly.
for that.
Leslie, you've got to watch it, dude. You've got to watch it.
Wasn't there some controversy about this Operation Odessa being removed from Netflix in the US?
Well, it has been removed from Netflix. I don't know why, but it's not on Netflix anymore. I had to watch it on some other
Showtime.
service.
Streaming
well,
service.
it was on Showtime. Yeah. Yeah. No, listen, but it's so funny. Like when you listen to that Tony, you can't imagine that guy's scary. Like you
Yeah.
can see that he's a diddler, but he's like he doesn't come across as hardcore.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
he's got. I mean, I don't know. He's just.
Aloof.
He was like, yeah, no. And
He's
the
like
things
your
that they
uncle,
were
you
doing.
know? He's like
Yeah,
your
no,
uncle.
exactly.
He's
you
like
know.
your uncle.
But he's
Like,
Russian
fuck,
mafia.
man. No, man, I told him he can't do that,
So,
man.
you know-
Fuck, man.
You know what's an opening shot?
Yeah.
A shot with Tony stands out. That's the other Tony, not Tony. What's the guy's name? Not the Cuban spy Tony.
Not Nelson.
Not
no,
Nelson. The
yeah.
other Tony in the movie. You know, his opening shot starts up. The guy that they've sold as Pablo Escobar in Russia.
Oh, yeah.
The opening
Juan.
shot.
His name is Juan.
Juan. The opening shot starts up with this guy saying, "It's like, let me tell you something. Coke is cool."
That's just
Oh, shit. But I mean, it was so. Yeah, no, you've got to, Leslie, you've got to watch it. It's like super interesting, and but it's funny. Like I would almost watch it. I would definitely watch it again, just
yeah.
for the kick of it. It was like really, really great.
When it took the guy 7 years to make that movie, and that's because Tarzan was in jail.
Yes. but I love the way they were like, like they're talking about Tony, and they're like, everyone's asking. They ask the feds, they ask Tarzan, they ask Juan, like do you think Tony will talk to us? And they're like, no, he'll never in a million years. No, not in this lifetime. No, not gonna happen. Next minute, hey. Fuck, man. It's like Tony. It's like they're talking to Tony. It's like, what the fuck? And where was he?
Opening shot in
And where was
Lanzaria.
he? He was in South Africa.
Where do you run away with $20 million? That you
Oh, it's
ripped
just the
off
one with
from
the
Colorado?
picture you showed me.
What?
Where they're from the airplane hangar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And like the moment I saw that shot, I was like, fuck, I know that plane. That plane flies in the air shows here in South Africa. The L29.
What is that place anyway? It looks like an aeroplane museum. Is
Where?
that at Lanzaria or somewhere else?
I think it must be in Lanceria or so. It's some
Because
airfield.
there's an SAA in the background as well.
Yeah, but it's an old SAA. Still got the old livery, isn't it?
No,
It
it's
might
the
be.
new one.
It might be the one at Rand Airport. It might be Rand
Could be,
Airport
could be.
because you know that's where they've got that. Didn't they put that Boeing 747 there?
Yeah.
That one that they
Plus-
commissioned.
Rand Airport would make sense because Juan would have to live in Bedford U because that's where
Yeah,
all
we,
our guys.
yeah, was hanging out
That's
with
where
her,
one
old
would live.
Kræk.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's where all our guys, all wise guys live in Bedford.
Crazy, but like when he said, yeah, no, he's going to organize the submarine, and they said, okay, he said, okay, this is the way you do it. You give me 10 million US dollars, and then in 2 weeks' time, you give me another $10 million because you know the whole thing was it was 30 million for the submarine.
Yeah.
And then the next minute he says, fuck that, man, I'm skipping town. But hang on a second, you've just taken $10 million from the cartel.
No, but didn't he took the first 10? Then he was
took-
contemplating whether to go for
The second
second
one.
10.
So then he
And
gets
then
to the train
and,
station.
and he goes for the second 10,
The
fetches
guy's
it,
clever. guy
fetches
was
it,
clever.
and then basically just
No, because he tells him, no, I don't want to give it away, but
no done.
he
No,
like,
that's,
it's like something out of a movie, the way that he sets it up. He wants to know if they're going to try and nab him. So he sets it up, and it's like something straight out of a movie. It's like
Oceans.
unbelievable.
15. Ocean's Odessa.
Yeah, no, you've got to watch it. It was definitely a good recommendation. Absolutely, yeah. And
Glad
what I
you
find
like
quite
it.
interesting is that if you watch Cocaine Cowboys, this happened just after the
same time.
Cocaine Cowboys.
Ah.
So after Cocaine Cowboys had been like basically they had been jailed and
Yeah.
they caught up with them and everything. This is when this happened. So this was like almost like the chapter 2 of the Miami cocaine scene was Tarzan and
Tony.
Juan and
Tony.
Tony. Fucking Tony. Fuck, man. That guy is so cool. I'm just like he doesn't come across as a gangster. But
But
when
I'm
you
pretty
listen
sure
to
he is.
no, but when
Pretty
you
sure.
listen to the stories, you think, well, fuck, this is one scary motherfucker.
Yeah, he
Like
is,
I mean,
man.
the Oak took on the cartel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that again, just for the fun of it, because it was pretty funny. Yeah. Anyway, so we digress. Is there anything else we're gonna chat about? You got any days of the year?
What was on your list? Oh, we got to that
Trumpism?
point.
Yeah, we finished with my list.
I mean, days of the year. I think the one thing I picked up on today was that the company, the Battle Creek Toasted Cornflake Company, was established in 1906. What? So what? On this day, Will Keith Kellogg and Charles D. Bolan started the Battle Creek Toasted Cornflake Company, which is now part of the multinational food manufacturer Kellogg's. So Kellogg's Rice Krispies, cornflakes,
Yeah.
1906.
Sure.
Eesh. It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm old, but yes, that's a long time.
And were you ever into fish paste, like anchovette, and
Do you know you don't get that stuff here?
yeah, no, they've
Wet
stopped
woe.
making it. Red
Red
roe.
Woe. Oh, they stopped making it.
They've stopped making it here in South Africa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing here. I think there's a salmon paste that Sainsbury's made. It's not the same.
Okay. Yeah. So I see there are lots of people that must have had their heads up because there's a lot of anchovette being sold on Facebook Marketplace at the moment.
Really?
Well, I could always sell my stash of Marmite.
Whoa! Did you stockpile?
Yeah, I did. The one day I went into the shop and I bought everything that they had on the shelf.
Do you know there's no longer that shortage of yeast anymore? Because that
Is there
yeast
not?
is a byproduct of the
Of
beer
the-
making process.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because beers are now being remade in the same sort of volumes, yeah, it's all
Yeah,
back
it's
to
not a
normal.
problem. Yeah, yeah. You still can't get it here though.
Really?
Marmite,
I'll send you
yeah.
some.
No, don't worry. I've
Oh,
got
you
a
don't need
stash.
any.
I've got a stash. Only small jars, no large jars. Anyway, yeah. Cool. Is that a wrap?
Yeah, I've got nothing else to add.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, 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 well.
And on that bombshell,
On that bombshell, we'll
Have
see you
some
next week
exit
for
music.
episode 80. Right?
Cheers, guys.
okay then.
UK then. Okay then.
On that happy note.
Anyway,
While we make small talk while someone waits for the exit music.
yeah, I was
Hey!
pushing
That's
the
a
wrong.
fun magic.
I was pushing the wrong dial. You would think that after all this time I would know how to do it.
Well, we've done less than 80 episodes.
yeah,
so-
yeah. We're gonna give it to you up till 100.
Yeah, only when you get to 100 or have you arrived? Have you made it? Can you be classified as a serious player in the podcast market?
I have to say something, right?
Yeah.
I understand why Andrew gets confused, because if you look at his deck, right, it's got a lot of buttons on it.
On my deck.
On your deck.
On my deck. Say that fast a couple of times, you're going to get yourself into trouble. Okay, guys.
No one's touching Andrew's deck. Leave it there.
Yeah, I could say something, but I won't.
Don't go there.
I won't go there.
Don't go there.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, what a knob.
Yeah.
No, you
Cut.
just, you
Cut.
just,
Didn't.
you're
Yeah, cut.
reaching into it.